Fun fact, one of my friends is so out of touch with current movies that he did not even know a new Superman movie was coming out until I sent him this meme on Instagram. That has nothing to do with my actual thoughts on the movie. I just thought that'd be funny to share. Back at it with another quick play where I talk about a movie that came out a month ago. New James Gunn Superman movie came out, the real start to the new DCU. Well, technically speaking, the start of the DCU is actually Creature Commandos. I honestly see Superman as the real start to it. And I've been looking forward to this movie for a long time now, ever since it was first announced. And when James Gunn said he was going to be the one directing it, and I love James Gunn, he is great at comic book movies. I've been looking forward to it for a long time now, and now that it's finally released and I got to see it when it came out, I can honestly say that yes, it was really good. It lived up to the hype for me personally. There is a little bit of recency bias, I'll admit, and there's a chance to look upon this movie differently in the future when I eventually do some bigger video, and, going more in depth with my feelings and stuff. But right now, I can't say I do think it was really enjoyable, and it feels like a good start to the new DCU. And I'm excited to talk about it. It's not perfect. I got some things I want to say as well, but, essentially, go ahead and say what I feel about Superman. I want to shout out the cast of this movie, who I think did a phenomenal job bringing the characters for this movie to life. And I honestly, whenever I saw these characters, I didn't see actors. I think I just legit saw the characters. Like, David Corenswet as Superman has been the Superman we have been wanting to see on the big screen for a long time now. And he's definitely up there as one of the best actors to portray Superman now. He is so good as both Clark Kent and Superman. And I think he just did a phenomenal job, especially with a lot of the more emotional scenes. Rachel Brosnahan was amazing as Lois Lane. Not my favorite portrayal of Lois Lane. My favorite is still the one from My Adventures with Superman. But this is still a really good one. And Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, who, not gonna lie, might be my favorite Luthor. Like, I don't know. I genuinely love him in this movie. Like, he is definitely the Lex Luthor that we know. First of all, Lex Luthor is such a hater in this. Like, he absolutely hates Superman so much, and it fuels his every move, and it is honestly both insane, funny, and scary to think just how much time and energy he puts into just taking down Superman. It's kind of amazing to watch because you're like, oh my god, wow, he feels like the insane Lex Luthor that I genuinely love. The guy who is obsessed with taking down Superman to the point where it becomes very creepy. Other stuff in the movie that I really like are all the actors who play the people at the Daily Planet, for Cat Grant and Perry White, Steve Lombard, Jimmy Olsen, who is also really, they do some funny stuff with him as well that I was not expecting, but I'm like, you know what, Jimmy Olsen? But honestly, I enjoyed it. The stuff with Jimmy Olsen was enjoyable to watch. I wish we saw more of the Daily Planet people because I wanted to know more about hey, what's their life about? I want a sitcom of just these people working at the Daily Planet. They're great. I enjoyed them even if we didn't see too much of them. And same goes for the Justice Gang, who I also really enjoyed. We had Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, played by Nathan Fillion, Hawkgirl, played by Isabella Merced, and Mr. Terrific, whose name for the actor I don't know how to pronounce. I don't want to mess it up. I'll just put it on screen. My bad. I should have looked this up. Terrific ended up being my favorite character in the movie. Mr. Terrific is unfortunately a character that I did not know too much about, but after watching the movie, I was just I need to read every single comic with this guy in it because he is absolutely great. He stole the show for me, and I loved him so much. Different gadgets he used and how he used his intelligence to solve so many problems, I thought was really cool. And he even had this very dry sense of humor to him that is really fun to watch. His sarcastic comments here and there were great, and his interactions with everyone are also fantastic. Terrific is great. I liked him a lot. I have to read every single comic with him now because he is now one of my favorite DC characters. I hope we see more of him. I could go on, but yeah, I think every character in this movie was done right, and I enjoyed seeing them. And this does come with one little thing where I feel there might be a little bit too much going on, which is weird because James Gunn's comic book movies before, this Guardians of the Galaxy films and the Suicide Squad, and even some of his shows like Creature Commandos and Peacemaker follow teams of characters, so they have a lot of characters, but it always really felt they had a good balance. Everyone has something to do, and no one feels left out. Here, a little bit. I know it follows a solo hero, so most of the attention will go to Superman, which makes sense, but it also feels there's quite a lot going on that I kind of wish some other things got a bit more attention than others, but it just shows that I think everyone was so enjoyable in the movie that my main complaint is just that I wanted more of them. I wanted more stuff with the Justice Gang. I wanted more stuff with the Daily Planet people, but I know they couldn't because the main attention was probably just Lex Luthor and Superman, which makes sense. I do think they're part of the the movie was incredible, but you know, I just think like there's just like I would have liked a little bit more. Yeah, still, I think like while there is quite a bit going on, I did still find a lot of it interesting. So it also has a really fun comic book energy to it, where like everything feels like something that would have happened straight in a comic book. It has like such a good fun energy to it, moving from action set piece to like even more grounded emotional moments. Like some of my favorite parts of the movie were just kind of like when Superman was just talking with another character, like when he's talking to Lois Lane, or later on when he's like when Clark is talking to his father. Like those are some of my favorite moments in the film, and they're not even really that action oriented. There's one scene in the movie that's just like a talking scene between him and Lois, like a sort of argument, and it's like 11 minutes, and it did not feel 11 minutes. I was like fully engaged, locked in for that whole thing. I generally love that. But also the big crazy action-y comic book stuff was also really fun. Like I liked him fighting that giant kaiju monster. I liked the fight with him with another character that I won't get too into because of spoilers, but like that stuff's cool. I like when he like goes into like the pocket universe that Lex Luthor makes. It's like honestly so cool. Like there's just like so much like crazy comic book stuff in this, and I love that. I love crazy comic book stuff. And like I said, I also like the more grounded, down-to-earth character moments. One thing that I don't love are some of the visuals. Like, okay, first of all, a lot of the movie does generally look good. There are some good shots in here, some really good looking moments. I think for the most part, it does look good, but occasionally, once in a while, there be something that I'm like, I don't entirely love that. I wouldn't say it's downright bad, but I feel like it could have been executed a bit better. Like, when we see like Baby Joey, who has been in some of the marketing, like the toys and stuff, when I actually saw him in the movie, like, not gonna lie, I think he looked cute, but like also it kind of gave me a Minecraft movie, like war flashbacks. Why am I saying war flashbacks? I didn't see that in theaters. I saw that like a few weeks ago when it came out on HBO Max, but like it kind of reminded me of that, and I don't entirely think that's a good thing. Some of the CGI here and there, I'm like, I don't know, I don't entirely love how that looks, but it doesn't look downright bad. Like, trust me, I have seen worse. This movie may have a few flaws like that, like, oh, it has a little bit too much going on. Some of the visuals here and there, I'm like, could be a bit better. The main thing that really hooked me with the movie, that I can definitely say, like, okay, this is what made me genuinely love this movie watching it, is that it feels like Superman. Like, honestly, like, this is the kind of Superman movie that a lot of us have been wanting to see for a long time. Like, nothing against the Zack Snyder Superman stuff. Like, I have my opinions on that when I will get into when I eventually do a video on Man of Steel. That'll come out soon, I promise. But, like, when a lot of us agree that Man of Steel and, like, just, like, that version of Superman, nothing against the actor, Henry Cavill's a good actor, but that does not feel like Superman. The Superman that we love. Like, Superman is not really a guy who feels like he's above everyone else. He's not like a figure that's supposed to be like the savior of humanity. He's a guy who wants to use his powers to help people just because it's the right thing to do, because that's how he was raised, to do the right thing. And most of his problems just kind of come from other people just not fully accepting that, like Lex Luthor, who sees him as just an alien. And this is the movie that really showcases that. Superman in here feels like the guy that I would genuinely want to look up to as a kid. The kind of guy that I'm like, man, I want to be like Superman. This guy is flawed, but he tries, you know? He like genuinely feels like he wants to do good. Superman is the Superman a lot of us have been wanting to see in theaters. Excited to see more of him in the future. I'm excited to talk more about this movie, go more in depth when I do a bigger video on this later on when it comes out, like on Blu-ray and streaming. But for now, I just gotta say, yes, Superman is a great movie. It's a great start for the DCU. I'm excited to see what comes from the James Gunn DC universe. And yeah, Superman is just really good. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick play. I'm gonna do another one soonish on the Fantastic Four film, which I also watched. And coming up soon, I'm gonna do other Superman and Fantastic Four related videos that I was planning on doing in July, but things kind of got in the way, and so they're moved to August now. But those videos are gonna be opening and looking at video on the Mezco Superman that I have right here. Another one will be an opening and looking at video on the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four figures that I got recently. I said earlier, I'm going to do a Man of Steel video, and I also want to try to see if I can do a Rise of the Silver Surfer video as well. So yeah, I really wanted July to be the very Superman and Fantastic Four theme, but yeah, you know, I got things got in the way, I got lazy, that's my bad. Anyway, yeah, stay tuned for those. And if you want to see the videos early, check out my Patreon. Alright, yeah, anyway, Superman. Not perfect, but I loved it a lot. It reminds me why I like comic books and Superman. So yeah, that's all.